Good evening, folks, and welcome to Sparta, Kentucky. Let me start by wishing everybody a happy new year. Hopefully, 2021 will bring what you want of it. And it can't really get much worse than what we've got behind us, but let's just wish each other the best and stay healthy out there and take care of one another. All right, we are here in Sparta, Kentucky for the Blown Piston Racing League. The JM Transport Clash Series is starting their playoffs tonight with round number one, race number one here in Kentucky. So what does that mean, folks? We are at the 1.5 mile oval here in Kentucky. It is 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 56% relative humidity, a partly cloudy sky. We are racing under the lights, the 9-mile-an-hour winds. That might upset the cars a little bit. The track temperature is 83 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not very high, and that should make for some pretty good grip out there tonight, although you just saw Avery Wilson show us the opposite of that. We've seen some guys go around in practice here tonight. So let's bring you up to speed here with the scoring system. We are starting the playoffs, which means that the first two races we have 16 playoff drivers. The ones you can see there on the left side of your screen in the blue column. Tommy Ryan is still leading the championship. Anthony Keys is second. Avery Wilson is third. Guy Snyder, Roger Rios, Matthias, Jeremy Brooks, Casey Duncan, Elliot Henderson, Max Williams, Andrew Mraz, Andrew Moore, Scott Wise, Jason Branch, Eric Kempf, David Evans, and Ryan Nicoletta. These guys are what we call the Sweet 16. Now, they are going to be in the Sweet 16 for this race and the next one, and winners of a race automatically get themselves up to the next round. But after these first two races of the playoffs, we're going to drop off the lowest 8 drivers in point standings, and that is actually the playoff point standings. As you can see, we have separate points for the playoffs drivers. So after 2 races, we will lose 8 drivers. We will have another 2 races with 8, and then we'll have a final race with 4. So the drivers that manage to win one of those races will lock themselves into the next round, and the rest of it is done on points. All right, as far as the team championship is concerned, there is no playoffs in that respect. Obviously, we're just going to keep on scoring points as teams. It is 4X Racing that is still leading the team standings in front of Unacceptable Motorsports and Kickin' Asphalt. And we have some more prizes to win at the end of the year. The DXP Frontman Award is going to be the award given to the driver that has led the most laps in the entire series. And currently, that man is Tommy Ryan, and he is leading that by far. So he will be tough to beat for that DXP award. As you know, during the race, we have several awards. We have a Pole Sitter Awards sponsored by Cop Blue. We have a Lucky Dog sponsored by SFI. We have Superior Templating for the Yellow Flags and R&R for the Hard Charger Award. The Hard Charger Award is awarded at the end of every race, given to the driver who has improved the most positions since the start of the race. As you can see, folks, we are coming to a close here in practice. We're going to go into qualifying, 2 laps for every driver. Individual qualifying, that means that they cannot see each other, but we can check out anybody that is active on track. It looks like we have a good 30 drivers trying to get started here tonight and attempting to take it to the track. And let's see, we have Jeff Ryan there as one of the first drivers. Actually, it's Corbin Simmons that is beating him out. It looks like in that number 22, we should call him the 022. We have 222 drivers. The other one is Jason Branch. There we have him. Now, you will recognize most of the drivers that are in the playoffs will be, they have been asked to paint their front splitter blue. That is that blue thing you see on the bottom of the front. They also have a blue banner in the windscreen and a blue name banner on the rear window. and their rear spoiler is blue. Now, I have seen Avery Wilson not having added that stuff to his car, but most of the drivers that are in the playoffs will be recognizable that way. Currently out on track, we have Scott Wise in the 31. As you can see, he's one of our playoffs drivers. And let's see, we have Justin Gahn out there. Justin is also one of our playoff. No, I don't believe he is, actually. He's got a blue spoiler because his sponsor wants him to, but I don't think he has that indication on that car. There we have Jacob Manning, currently the quickest driver here in qualifying. He has done one lap only, and he's brought it in as a 30.877. He has 2 laps, but he's not doing them. All right, we have Andrew Mraz. Are they just doing 1 lap here tonight? It might actually be that they're only doing 1 lap. I thought they were doing 2 laps, but I could be mistaken on that. Let's see, who else have we still got on the track? We have Andrew Moore in 5th position and Guy Snyder in the 27 machine. He is, I don't believe he's got the correct colors on that car. He should be a playoffs driver if I'm not mistaken. And John Findlay in the number 92 has qualified himself on a very respectable 13th position there. Let's see who else we have on track. Ooh, we have Brian Rainville, and he has messed it up. Let's see if we can figure out what happens. Ooh, a little bit further back. It looks like he's getting pretty loose here. Yes, indeed, he's just losing that back end. He doesn't want to get off the gas, obviously, because it's a qualifying attempt, but he turns it around, and he almost saves it from hitting anything, but he noses it into the wall. That was his qualifying attempt. Ron Schutte in the number 28 car is still out there, and he has not yet posted a lap. Let's bring you back live here and see if he's already done so. No. There he is, 31.189. That's the 17th spot for Ron Schutte. Jacob Manning is still on the top of the charts there. Jeff Figlin is still out there. He ran a 32.080, 26th position. And we have Louis Berkowitz still out there, and he has not yet been out to run his lap time. And I believe we have 29 drivers actually attempting to get started here. Looks like we pretty much have everything done here. Louis Berkowitz is not moving. Brian Rainville is also there waiting to possibly get out in that number 60 car, but he's not moving either. So again, it looks like we have Manning on the pole position, Jacob Manning, and he will be bringing home that Cop Blue Pole Award, folks. If we can find him, I don't believe he's currently on track. I don't believe we have anybody left out on track. Berkowitz is not moving, and Rainville is not moving, so I'm with 15 seconds to go. I believe we have the qualifying under control here, and it looks like we have again Jacob Manning taking home that Cop Blue Pole Award for qualifying the fastest here with a 30.877. There you have it, folks. Qualifying is in the books. That brings us to our race grid. And let's see if we can see the guys gridding up here on pit road. Yes, indeed, we can. And it looks like we have Jacob Manning, once again, your Cup Blue Pole Award winner. He is already taken home a trophy here tonight on pole position. He's got Avery Wilson right next to him on the first row. Then it is Andrew Mraz and David Evans on the second. Brian Fallon, Roger Matthias on the third row, and then it's Andrew Moore, Guy Snyder on the fourth row. The fifth row is going to be for Elliot Henderson and Justin Gahn. The sixth row for Jason Branch and Anthony Keys. On the seventh row, we have Max Williams and John Findlay. Corbin Simmons and Scott Wise are sharing the eighth row. Then on the ninth row, we have Ron Schutte and Tommy Ryan, our DXP frontman and championship leader. Jacob Williams and Casey Duncan on the 10th row. The 11th row will be shared by Kevin Nicoletta and Ryan Nicoletta, brotherly together there. Jim Thorndike and Eric Kepf on the 12th row. The 13th row will be for Jeff Ryan and Jeff Figlin. Then it's Jeremy Brooks on the 14th row with Brian Rainville. Obviously, race control, Lauren is not running. And then the final row will be for Chris White and Louis Berkowitz. I hope they get started. They were not qualifying, and I do believe they are, in fact, on the grid. That is Chris White over there. That is Berkowitz. We are waiting for Jimmy Thorndike. There is Jim Thorndike. And I believe we have everybody on track except for Lauren Wise, the race control. She will obviously not be joining us on track. She is keeping an eye on all of us here tonight. All right, once again, folks, Jacob Manning. Let's bring that award out there one more time. Jacob wins the Cop Blue Pole Award here at Kentucky. Good start of the playoffs for Jacob Manning. Now, what happens if a driver wins the race that is not a playoffs driver, you might ask? Well, that is no big deal. Obviously, that win won't be giving anybody a chance to get to the next round. And basically, if no driver that is a playoff driver wins races, or maybe even both races are won by somebody that's not a playoff driver, we will just be doing this on points, on playoff points. But no matter what, after 2 races, folks, we will be dropping off 8 drivers. And the next round will also be 2 races with 8 drivers, and then the final round will be with 4 drivers left over. All right, folks, we are getting ready to get going here in Kentucky. And Jacob Manning alongside Avery Wilson. You can see Andrew Mraz on the inside there behind the car, the number 1 car. I believe Jacob was supposed to have number 62, but, well, it doesn't matter. We'll get it figured out. Andrew Mraz on the 028 is on the inside, then David Evans on the outside. And it's Brian Fallon in the... he's got 18, and it should be 08. So we'll try to keep track of that, folks. And they're closing up already. It looks like we're getting ready to get the green flag. They're waiting for the call on the radio, and there she is, folks. The playoffs in the JM Transport Blown Piston Racing League Clash Series is on its way. Avery Wilson, Jacob Manning, both there. Side by side into turn number 1. The whole field is following, still in double file. It looks like a little bit of scuffling going on there in the back. Avery Wilson seems to have some ambition here tonight. He is going around the high side, and it looks like he is taking the lead from Jacob Manning. There you have it. The number 18 car starts in the lap number 2 in the lead. Jacob Manning in second, Andrew Mraz is in third, then we have David Evans in the number 1 car. That is the red and black car with the Trading Paints sign. We have 2 number 1s as well. Let me see, the 18 there of Brian Fallon. Then it's Elliot Henderson, really close behind David Evans there. The 18 of Fallon on the apron. They are allowed to do that. It looks like Avery Wilson is setting the pace here tonight already. He's got a 30.83 as fastest lap. He is currently the quickest driver on the track, folks. Avery Wilson in that number 18 car. And we have some battles going on here. Looks like Evans... Roger Rios is trying to catch up with these 3 guys here. Evans, Henderson, and Fallon That's not in the right order. Fallen, Evans, and Henderson. And then Roger Rios is closing on and hooking up to these guys here, hooking up to Elliot Henderson's machine. David Evans in the black and red machine with the Trading Paints logo on the hood. He is also one of our playoff drivers, and it looks like Fallen is pulling away just about a car length there, and it looks like the leading trio is pulling away from Fallen. Manning in second position, Mraz in third, and these guys are... oh, Mraz has changed his picture there. Let me see. Andrew Mraz is closing in on Jacob Manning. He looks like he is meaning business here tonight, early on lap 5 of 130, folks. We have a fuel window of about 32 to 35 laps. The first stage will end on lap 35, so it's going to be a little bit close for them. If we have a yellow, then obviously they're going to be saved. We have one fast repair at our disposal, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really 100% sure. It said so in the information, but they done away with that, so I'm not 100% sure if they have it. This is, they only have 4 tire sets to play with, as we see Andrew Mraz go to the inside of Jacob Manning for second position. 4 tire sets, including the ones they are on, so they can change tires 3 times during this race. That means they are going to have to manage their tires. And this is a fixed setup race, folks. That means that the drivers can pretty much not alter anything to the car except for the brake bias and the steering ratio, and that is pretty much it. Andrew Mraz is not having it easy passing Jacob Manning. It looks like he finally gets that 028 ahead of Manning. Brian Fallen is pulling away from Evans and Henderson a little bit, trying to hook up with the leaders. And let's see, we have Roger Rios gaining a little bit on the 2 cars in front of him. That's Evans and Fallen that are, that is Henderson and Evans side by side there on the backstretch, going for a 5th and 6th position, and it looks like Elliott is taking that away. And further back in the field, we have Guy Schneider working hard on catching up to Max Williams in that number 52. Max also a playoffs driver, as you can see by the blue spoilers on his machine. The car going down there was Duncan, Casey Duncan in the number 17 machine, trying to get the better of the 022 of Corbin Simmons. I will say these guys are very disciplined here at the early stages of the race. There's Tommy Ryan. He's already gained 3 positions since the start of the race, and he's making that 4 right now as he passes Andrew Moore on the inside there. Andrew Moore in that number 77 car, then it's Eric Kepf in the 63 and Scott Wise in the 31 in the Trekker Boats and Bass Pro Shops machine. And if I'm not mistaken, he might already have a little bit of a damage on the back end. No, not really. John Findlay in the number 92 is there in 18th position. And Corbin Simmons and Jeff Ryan are trying to hook up with him. Simmons on the bottom there. Looks like John Findlay is more comfortable on that high side. And a little bit further back, we have Ron Schutte, and he is following Louis Berkowitz. Berkowitz was blipping out of the picture there for a moment. Chris White in the 61 is there in 29th position, and the 30th car, Jacob Williams, is the 47 machine there. He is having a little trouble keeping up with the pace, it looks like, here tonight. Avery Wilson still in the lead. He's about 6/10 of a second ahead of Jacob Manning in that number 1 machine. And it looks like Brian Fallen has in fact caught up with these leaders. He is now starting to challenge the 028. That was really close. And obviously close racing is something we love to see, but those guys have to be a little bit aware of netcode. Netcode, folks, can be the situation where the server thinks that the cars are going to touch because they're so close, and then despite the fact that they really don't touch, the computer will act as if they did, and that can turn things pretty south for some of the drivers in a hurry. All right, it looks like Elliot Henderson is also catching up. It looks like Roger Rios is having a little bit more trouble here. Justin Gahn is right behind him in that number 30 machine. Let's go back here to these three drivers here, Mraz, Fallon, and Henderson. Looks like that is the battle to watch at this point. Brian Fallon in that number 18 car challenging the 028, again side by side, giving each other a little bit more room at this point. And Mraz will try to keep that car of his down as far as he can get it. He's trying to pinch the 18 onto the apron, and the 18 really has no choice but to comply there. And they're still side by side going into the turn. Again, the 028 tries to keep that car as low as possible, trying to force the 18 driver to just get off the gas. And the 03 of Elliot Henderson now coming underneath there. Looked for a moment like there was a possibility of contact, but I don't really think there was. Again, the 028 trying to pinch those guys down a little bit, and obviously that is just good defensive driving. You're trying to force those other drivers to stay on that tighter line, and they hopefully have to lift off the throttle just a little bit to make that work. Of course, the risk you're taking is that they're washing up into you. Looks like Roger Rios is catching up with these guys. Again, it is always true in racing, folks, that when you're fighting for position with somebody else, you're always slowing the both of you down, and it allows the drivers behind you to catch up. And that is what we're looking at here with Roger Rios and Justin Gahn. They are catching up to these three guys that are battling for position. Avery Wilson has been reeled in here by Jacob Manning. He has brought down that advantage from 0.6 of a second down to a little bit over 0.2 of a second. So it looks like Avery Wilson might have some tires that are falling off already a little bit, and he looks like he just had to slow down just a little bit to make sure he doesn't abuse those tires. Jacob Manning now really close behind him, catching the draft. Then it's Brian Fallon, Elliot Henderson, Justin Gahn a little bit further back. Ooh, it looks like Mraz has been passed by Gahn. And he is now having pressure from Roger Rios and Anthony Keys in that number 14 car. Anthony kind of quietly brought that 14 four spots up since the start of the race. The hardest charger at this point, folks, is I believe Eric Kepf. Eric Kepf has gained 8 positions since the start of the race. He is your R&R hard charger at this point, but obviously that can still change. Avery Wilson pulling away a little bit again. Jacob Manning now at half a second here. Brian Fallon is at about 0.6 of a second from Manning, and then it's Henderson 0.4 of a second behind Fallon, so they're stretching this thing out a little bit. About a second further back is Justin Gahn, and then it's Mraz. Then he is dealing with Roger Rios. Roger coming to the inside there, trying for 6th position, and it looks like he's got that thing alongside there. And it looks like Anthony Keys is waiting on the front row there. Whatever they drop off, he can pick back up. Both these guys going on the apron. It looks like Anthony is coming to the outside of the number 5. On that higher side, can he bring that 14 alongside? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Roger can hold that position, but definitely Anthony Keys is trying very, very hard there. Let's ride along with Anthony here for a little bit. There you see Roger Rios and Andrew Mraz right in front of us here. Onto the backstretch, onto the main straightaway here, into the tri-oval, onto the apron, and speeding up as fast as we can make it go here. Looks like Roger Rios is once again on the inside of Andrew Mraz. And And it looks like he is actually picking up that position right in front of his. This is your front row seat. Roger Rios in front of the 028. And let's go a little bit further back here. We have some battling going on between Evans, Tommy Ryan, and Guy Schneider is in the 27, and then Tommy Ryan in the 6. Tommy has already picked up 6th position since the start of the race. Casey Duncan has picked up 7, but it is still Eric Kempf that is leading that battle with 8 positions gained. Eric Kempf in that number 63 machine. He equaled, he equals to Jeremy Brooks in the 53, who is battling out with John Findlay here. John Findlay in that orange and green number 92 machine, doing a very good job there, staying to the inside, then diving into the draft of the number 53. Scott Wise is behind Jim Thorndike in that number 31. Jeremy Brooks is right behind him. Those guys are trying to form a train here. Jeff Findlay is closing that string of cars here in the number 98 in 21st position. Avery Wilson still has a little bit more than half a second on Jacob Manning. Not much happening there. Looks like, it looked like, it looked like Scott Wise dropped off a little bit there. Not sure what happened, but it kind of flashed, the scoring kind of flashed in front of my eyes there. There you have it. He is battling with Jeremy Brooks in the number 53 car. The 31 up there on the high side, the red and black car, that is Scott Wise. And on his bottom right now, we have the bluish black car, the 53 of Jeremy Brooks. Ooh, Scott running very high there. Doesn't seem to hurt him any. Maybe he likes it up there. Sometimes that higher side, you know, sometimes the nature of a driver is to take the shortest way around the track, but it's not always the fastest. Sometimes the higher side is actually faster than the inside, and it's also a little bit better for your tires. And that is the reason you don't see everybody way down by that yellow line in those turns. Andrew Mraz has dropped off a little bit from Anthony Keys. He is now in 8th position. Guy Schneider with Tommy Ryan in 10th position there. They are gaining, and it looks like Jason Branch in the number 22 machine is also trying to hook up to that number 6 machine there. Then it is Casey Duncan, Max Williams in the number 52. He looks like he has shaken David Evans off a little bit. Jason Branch closing in. Let's ride along with Jason here for a little bit. Going into lap number 29, folks. That means that we are 7 laps from the first stage. We have not had a caution so far, so fuel is going to be close for these guys. We might see some drivers that will have to give up those stage points in order to just get something they can't do without, and that is fuel. Brian Fallon has picked up 3rd position. He is in front of Elliot Henderson at this point. Then it is Justin Gahn in 5th. Anthony Keys is 2.7 seconds down, and Roger Rios is right on his bumper. We'll keep an eye out for pit stops if they need them, It would not surprise me if they do. The fuel window should be 32 to 35 laps. That is the information that some of the drivers have given me. That doesn't mean it's the same for everybody. Obviously, driving style will be a factor, and whether you are being able to draft behind other cars, that'll be a factor. Avery has been out there on his own. He's been giving it his all, so it is very well possible that he is using a little bit more fuel than the others. It looks like we've had Brian Rainville going to pit road. Yes, it is. Brian Rainville is the first one diving into pit road, folks. And he is already back out. He's the first and so far only driver that has been down there for service. Avery Wilson starting lap number 33. He's got 3 more laps to go to pick up that stage win. Jacob Manning a second behind now. Brian Fallon and Elliott Henderson have caught up with him. There you see the number 60 of Brian Rainville back on track. Jacob Williams has now gone down pit road. There he is in the 47 machine. He is the second driver bringing it in. And there you have it, folks. Avery Wilson and Jake. The only one staying out right now, I believe, is Jacob Manning, Anthony Keys. But we have Wilson, Fallon, Henderson, Gahn, Rios, Miraz, and Jason Branch. They're all coming down pit road on lap number 34. So they actually had to stop that fight for the stage win there to get their fuel. Let's see how... Jacob Manning can't do it either. It actually sounded to me like he was stuttering a little bit there. Anthony Keys is still out there. He's got 1 more lap to go to make it for that stage win. Guy Snyder in second now, and Tommy Ryan in third. Ooh, side by side there for that runner-up position. Tommy Ryan looks like he is nosing ahead of Guy Snyder. On the higher side, Schneider now on the bottom. Can they make it? It looks like Keys is not... No, they cannot make it, folks. They cannot make it. That means... Ooh, this is going to be a little bit tricky. That means that Jim Thorndike is winning that first stage in the number 13 car with Jeff Figlin in second and Ryan Nicoletta in third. So Thorndike wins the first stage. And that's how close we played it on fuel. Thorndike now coming down pit road. Obviously, he has nothing much left. Figlin, same thing. Ryan Nicoletta, same thing. Kevin Nicoletta, same thing. Chris White, yep, going down. And that brings Avery Wilson back in the lead, no doubt. I believe Chris White is actually coasting there. But, yeah, it looks like Avery Wilson and Elliott Henderson, Brian Fallon, Justin Gahn, they are just picking up where they left off. They just missed their stage points, but they had no choice. They had to go for fuel. Now, that means the second stage is going to end on lap 70, and we're probably going to see a similar situation there. Oh, boy. I had a picture freeze there for a moment. Hope we're all right. Let's double check some settings here. All right, folks, I'm having an issue. Hold on just a moment. There we are. Nope. There we are. I apologize for that. It looks like my connection went a little bit south here. It looks like we have missed, let's see, Ryan Nicoletta. For some reason it says that he crashed. I'm not really sure what. No, that was the issue we had with the connection. So let's go back to live racing here. It is still Avery Wilson in front. And it is Elliot Henderson in the second position now in the 03 car. Brian Fallon in the 18 is running in third. It's Justin Gahn in the number 30 car that has picked up fourth position in front of Jacob Manning. That kind of tells me that Justin may have opted for 2 tires instead of 4, trying to get some track position here. Tommy Ryan is in 7th position. He is 11 positions up. No, he is not your hard charger. That would be Jeremy Brooks. Jeremy Brooks is 12 positions up. He is your, I'm sorry, not your lucky dog. He is your hard charger. Your R&R Enterprises hard charger is currently Jeremy Brooks with 12 positions up. And actually, I got to correct myself because it's now Tommy Ryan that is also 12 positions up as he passed Roger Rios. And as Tommy Ryan is in 6th position, he would be the one taking home that R&R Charger award. But we are not at the end of this race just yet, and anything can happen. All right, let's go a little bit further down the field. It looks like everything is stretching out a little bit. Obviously, we have had pit stops. We have not seen any cautions yet, and that is a testament to all these drivers here, folks. It looks like we have... let me see, Scott Wise here in the 31 in 22nd position. I am trying to find Andrew Moore. He is now running in 16th. Let me see. Jason Branch is running in 10th position, right behind Andrew Mraz. And Mraz is 6 positions down since the start. It looks like he is struggling a little bit. He's got about 1.2 seconds deficit on Max Williams as Jason Branch is pounding up the pressure on that 028 machine. Casey Duncan is sitting there in the shadow of that, and he is waiting for them to make a mistake. It looks like Jason dropped off a little bit on that last lap there. Casey Duncan now pounding up the pressure on him. Tommy Ryan is he has passed Jacob Manning, and Tommy Ryan is now in the 5th position. 13 positions up since the start of the race. That does make him the R&R Charger. Lap number 45, folks, of 130. As said, lap number 70 will end the second stage for us. Avery Wilson is still leading. It is about a half a second to Elliot Henderson and about another half a second to Brian Fallon. And the number 41, that is a back marker. That would be Kevin Nicoletta. Looks like Kevin is coming underneath that 18 machine, trying to get back into the lead lap. He's obviously got a ways to go. Andrew Mraz has been passed by Casey Duncan. Casey has picked up that 9th position. Jason Branch has also been passed by Casey, obviously. And he is having a little bit of trouble keeping up with the 17. The 17 doing a great job here. 11 positions up forward since the start of the race. Lap number 48. David Evans is behind Branch. There's about a second between those guys. Then it's Guy Schneider in 13th. Eric Kepf is in 14th with Jeremy Brooks behind him in 15th. And the orange golf car you see behind there is Andrew Moore. Let's go back up to the front. I think it's closing up a little bit. Elliot Henderson only 3/10 of a second now behind Avery Wilson, and the 41 of Kevin Nicoletta is charging forward. He is not racing these guys for position, but he wants his lap back. Right now he would be in the lucky dog position, obviously. Or would he? No, that would be a shooty probably. But he is definitely using that 03 for the draft and trying to maintain his speed. Let me see and double check this. Kevin might be 2 laps down. Yeah, Kevin Nicoletta is 2 laps down, so he would not be in the lucky dog position. But he's trying very hard to undo one of those laps, as he is running right behind second placed machine of Elliot Henderson. Elliot has changed that paint scheme a little bit. Looks kind of cool. Grit on the front and his team colors on the back. Elliot is one of your playoffs drivers, and I'm fairly sure that Avery Wilson is too, so a win by either one of these drivers would lock them into the next round, and that is obviously what they are working on. Brian Fallon has dropped off about a second from Henderson. He is now in 3rd, Justin Gahn in 4th, Tommy Ryan is in 5th. Tommy has about 3 seconds to make up to get to Justin Gahn. So Tommy didn't qualify as good as we normally see him do. He started back in, 18th or 19th position, and he's worked his way forward. And without yellows, I would say that is a pretty significant thing. There has been no let up. We've had green flag pit stops. We've had nothing but green flag racing here tonight. And that means he's done it all by himself. No help, no nothing. And it looks like he is passing the 28 of Ron Schutte. Ron Schutte is 1 lap down. I believe Ron Schutte is currently the driver that would be in the lucky dog position. Let's go check on Jason Branch. Jason is catching back up to Andrew Moraes in that 028 machine. Casey Duncan has walked away from these guys a little bit. He's got some drivers in between there. In fact, he has already passed Max Williams as well. And Casey is now in the 8th position, doing a fantastic job here in Sparta, Kentucky tonight. The 47 running wide there, that is Jacob Williams. He is a back marker, not fighting these guys for position. Guy Schneider is in 12th behind Jason Branch, and he is battling with David Evans. That is for position. Guy Schneider in 12th and David Evans in 13th. And that right now would be pretty much the closest battle on track. Although I will say that Henderson is catching up to Wilson. He's brought it down below the 0.3, below the 3/10 of a second right now. So he is definitely catching up to Avery Wilson. And Fallon is back in 3rd position. Justin Gahn in 4th, Tommy Ryan in 5th. So no change there. There's just a few back markers in between there. That kind of threw me off. Avery Wilson in the number 18 machine, with Henderson following. under the lights here in Kentucky. Looks like Elliot Henderson is starting to come a little closer and running a little bit lower line than Avery Wilson. Going into lap number 58. It looks like it's pretty steady on at this point for these guys. Let's ride along with Elliot for a little bit. Elliot Henderson now trying to go on the high side of that 18 machine, but he is slotting right back in the 18, not really going for it at this point. And once again, folks, fuel might be a factor once again, although we pitted after lap 35, most of us, so it might not be as big of a issue, and it might mean that these guys can actually make it to the end of lap 70 on the fuel that they have. Actually, well, it's going to be equally close, because Avery Wilson pitted on lap 33. Tommy Ryan pitted on lap 35. He might actually be able to make it, and the same is true for this man here, that is Casey Duncan. So Tommy Ryan and Casey Duncan, they might actually be making it to the end of lap number 70. And Guy Schneider will be one of those guys as well. And Jimmy Thorndike, the one that picked up the first stage win, pitted last on lap 36, so he is definitely going to make it to lap 70. But Jim is right now in the 18th position. He is still on the lead lap. John Findlay in the 92 car is the final runner on the lead lap here in 21st position. And that, folks, is significant because after 61 laps of green flag racing with green flag pit stops, we still have 21 machines on the lead lap, and that is a testament to the level of racing that we've seen here. Now, I gotta apologize, we missed the pass of Henderson on Wilson, so I'm gonna do it this way real quickly and show you that pass. The 03 is getting closer and closer behind the 18, and there you have it. He comes underneath. It's on the main straightaway going towards the line. It looks like on that lap Avery still had it, but going into turn number 1, it looks like Henderson has managed to keep it down there, and he picks up the lead. There you have it, folks. He is now pulling away from Wilson. And that is definitely a tire issue, and it might actually also be that Avery is trying to save fuel as much as he can. He is obviously hoping not that he doesn't have to give up that second stage win, because that is throwing away valuable points. Justin Gahn has passed Brian Fallon, or he's in the process of doing so. He's actually making that into third position. Both these guys pitted last on 33, so they should be in the same kind of trouble as they were before. It looks like we have Brian Rainville that has pitted. Once again, he is already back out. Yep, Brian Rainville pitted on lap 61. He is back out, so he was the first one, once again, to dive onto pit road. Let me see if I can find him for you. There he is, the number 60 machine of Brian Rainville, and that shows you the difference between new tires and old tires right away. Anderson is extending that lead. He's got 1.3 seconds on Wilson right now. Wilson is obviously trying to save fuel or save his tires. Either way, he's trying to save something. And lap times are creeping up a little bit. Justin Gahn is pretty steadily behind him. Third position for the number 30 driver, and then it's the 18 of Brian Fallon. And Tommy Ryan, 2.2 seconds behind Fallon, so he has been gaining, but not very quickly. Now again, Tommy Ryan is there you have it. Justin Gahn and Avery Wilson are coming down pit road with Brian Fallon in their in their rearview mirror. They cannot make it to lap 70. They have to give up the stage win once again. Elliot Henderson is still out there. We also have Roger Rios, Jason Branch, and David Evans. No, I'm sorry, that was the wrong driver. There's David Evans, and he is also on pit road. Elliot Henderson going into the pits right now as we speak. Lap number going into 68, and that means that Tommy Ryan is going to pick up the lead, and he would be the first driver that I think might be able to make it. Tommy Ryan pitted last on lap 35, so he might be able to make it this time around. We'll have to keep an eye. And the same is true, folks, for Casey Duncan. The number 60 you see there, Bassin Duncan, that is Brian Rainville. He has already been in the pits. He's on fresh tires, and he's got a full tank of fuel, so that was not for a position. Tommy Ryan staying out there, lap 69. He's got 2 more laps to do on the fuel he's got. Max Williams is not going to make it, goes into the pits. Andrew Mraz, same thing. Berkowitz already leaving pit road in the 37 machine. Jeremy Brooks also coming in the 53 machine. And Tommy Ryan, can he stay out another full lap? Yes, the answer is yes. Tommy Ryan is going to pick up that second stage win here if he doesn't run out of fuel. That is, that's the number 63 going by him. That was not for position. Tommy Ryan needs to finish this lap, and he can't do it. He can't do it. He's coming into the pits. He can't finish lap number 70, and Casey Duncan is the man picking up that second stage win. There you have it. Casey Duncan picks up that second stage win. He managed to do it. Guy Snyder picks up second position. And it looks like we're going to have Jeff Figlin picking up the third position for that stage. Jim Thorndike, fourth position. And John Findlay, he manages to pull this one off as well. He picks up that fifth position for that stage. That is pretty cool. And there you have Casey Duncan. He couldn't make it another lap. He's diving into the pits, being followed by Guy Schneider. Figlin is doing another lap there. No, he's not. I apologize. He's diving into the pits a little bit late, but nonetheless, he's diving in. Jim Thorndike coming in as well. Findlay bringing it down below the yellow line to go to the pits as well, and that is going to bring Elliot Henderson back to the lead of the race. He's got Justin Gahn challenging, there we go, challenging on the high side. And Avery Wilson challenging Justin Gahn. These are the top 3 drivers, folks. We have done nothing but green flag racing. We've had 2 green flag pit stops, and here we are with the top, touch! And Justin saves it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is worth a replay. Let's bring that back. Watch for the number 18 tapping the number 30 on that left rear quarter panel. There you have it. And there is the sideways slide for the number 30. He steers into the slide. He works the throttle, no doubt, and he saves it, brings it back into the racing line. That is an amazing piece of response to a very tricky situation, folks. And don't forget, these guys are doing about 180 miles an hour when they have to figure this out. Avery Wilson dropped off a little bit there, and he had to let Brian Fallon go by. Brian is now challenging Justin Gahn on the high side there. The number 37 in front of him is a back marker. That is Louis Berkowitz. And it looks like Brian Fallon has picked up second position, but Justin Gahn's not ready to give up. He's coming back down underneath there. That can't make it. He's going to have to slot in behind the number 18 car. Brian Fallon is in second position. Elliot Henderson has profited from all this. All this fighting behind his back has slowed those guys down, and he has got 2.4 seconds of a lead on those guys right now. So Henderson comfortable leading Brian Fallon, and Justin Gahn is still working on it. Avery Wilson not far behind. And then 5 seconds down on Wilson, still in 5th position, is Tommy Ryan. Let's bring you back up to speed here at that battle for second place. Brian Fallon in that black car, the number 18. Then it's Justin Gahn in the Google machine, number 30. The number 18 is behind him, Avery Wilson in that white machine. This is the battle for second place. It is very, very close. All three of them within a half a second, and we have been racing under green for 77 laps already. We've done two green flag pit stops. We have 17 drivers still on the lead lap. This is an amazing piece of driving all these drivers are doing, folks. Justin Gahn back again, challenging the 18. He's going to come down the inside into turn number 3. And it looks like he is nosing ahead of that 18, picking up second position. The 18 runs a little high, but they are clear. No, they're not. It's actually Brian Fallon that pulls alongside the high side of Justin Gahn. We see Jim Thorndike in between there. Jim is not racing these guys for position. Thorndike is actually in 20th position right now. Justin Gahn again. Ooh, Thorndike had to get out of that one. And we have another black car up there. Looks like that is David Evans. Nope, that is Scott Wise. Scott Wise. Let's see where Scott is on the order. Scott is in 26th position. I don't believe that was Scott Wise up there, folks. I may be making an error here. This is Avery Wilson. This is Tommy Ryan. There is about 2 seconds now between these two guys. So who was in between there? There you have it. That is Jeff Ryan that was in between there. I apologize. Justin Gahn and Brian Fallon still bumper to bumper, and it looks like Avery Wilson is hanging on for dear life there. He's trying to hook back up with them, but it's not easy for him to move up there. And it looks like Tommy Ryan is gaining on these guys. He is quicker than all 4 cars in front of him on that last lap. He is about a half a second quicker per lap, in fact, at this point. 31.7 as opposed to all those guys in front of him running higher than 32 at this instant. Elliot Henderson is dealing with traffic in the lead. He's got 4.1 seconds on Justin Gahn. Justin Gahn is dealing with Brian Fallon still. Jeff Ryan going down pit road in that number 3 Goodrange car. And Brian Fallon's got about a car length between Justin and himself. Avery Wilson a little bit more than that. Tommy Ryan is now below 1 second behind Wilson. He is catching up fast. Unbelievable. It is very, how do I say this? Can't find the right word. It is pretty significant that this guy is so much quicker after having done equal laps on green flag racing. There must have been some drivers that maybe only took 2 tires on that pit stop, and Tommy Ryan was probably not one of them. because he is significantly faster than everybody in front of him and the two cars behind him as well. Closing up on Avery Wilson. There you have it. Avery already taken the high road. He is probably not going to mess with it too much. He knows that Tommy Ryan is quicker, and he's probably thinking the better of it, and that's exactly what it looks like. Hopefully he can pick up the draft and stay behind the 6 car that way. That's exactly what he's doing, slotting right behind that number 6 car and hoping to find a little speed that way. Tommy Ryan now in 4th position, 14 positions up since the start. Folks, that makes him the R&R Enterprises hard charger of this race so far. We are on lap 85 of 130, past halfway, and Tommy Ryan is doing a very, very good job. And it's actually Avery Wilson that has trouble staying with him, even though the Tommy Ryan's lap times are also creeping up a little bit now. He is still 0.3 of a second faster than everybody in front of him. So it may not be going super quick, but he is catching Brian Fallon. Brian is right in front of him in that 18 machine. Half a second between them. There you have it, all 3 of them in one shot. Berkowitz again on the high side, not for position. He is a back marker. Berkowitz is in 19th position. We still have 16 drivers. Ooh, Berkowitz got in front of Tommy Ryan there. Doesn't seem to hurt Tommy Ryan that much. Justin Gahn, Brian Fallon, Tommy Ryan, your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place driver right close together there. They are 4.7 seconds behind Elliott Henderson, and these guys are duking it out for the podium positions. There comes Tommy Ryan underneath the number 18. And it definitely looks like he gets it underneath there, and he can make that stick. And boy, does he make it look easy. Unbelievable. Ooh, it looked like Brian just scuffed the wall there just a little bit. Saw some sparks flying. Next victim up is Justin Gahn. Tommy Ryan is going after the white number 30 machine. Going into lap number 89. Henderson is dropping a little bit. It was 4.7. It is now 4.6. Well, it might just be the back markers. Not sure. Justin Gahn is definitely seeing that number 6 coming closer in his mirrors. There you have him. Tommy Ryan in the black and yellow number 6 machine. There comes Tommy Ryan closing in on the turn in. And it looks like Brian Fallon has a little bit more trouble keeping up with these guys. It's actually Berkowitz coming underneath him now to gain back some of his deficit. Ooh, Berkowitz has to get out of that one. Almost washes into the 18. You don't want to be that guy that takes out one of the leaders. Did we miss a pass here? Yes, we did. There you have it. We'll show it to you anyway. The number 6 of Tommy Ryan is getting ready to go underneath the number 30 of Justin Gahn, going into turns number 1 and 2, and he makes it look so easy. It is unbelievable. And he pulls away from Gahn by almost a half a second already. I believe ahead of him is the 63 of Eric Kepf. He will be going down. He is actually 1 lap down right now because the leader, Elliott Henderson, has already passed him. Henderson has picked back up the pace again, so I guess what he lost there a few laps ago was probably just nothing other than passing some back markers. 4.8 seconds ahead of Tommy Ryan, and I can guarantee you that Tommy is not letting up here. Last lap, Henderson and Ryan were pretty much equal in speeds. 32.6 was their lap times, both of them. And just for comparison, Gone and Fallen are running 32.9. So Henderson and Ryan, 0.3 of a second quicker. Actually, this lap, Tommy Ryan had to give in a little bit as well. Lap number 94 of 130. Let's see how we're doing on fuel here. Let's bring up the strategy. Yeah, we're getting close to needing another pit stop. Just about 5 laps maybe. 5 or 6. And again, folks, we are still doing this all under green. Under green, we have made the 2 green flag pit stops. I would be amazed if they can take this to the checkered flag and not go yellow at all. That would be a first for this season, I'm sure. But I will say, folks, I've started with these guys at the beginning of the season. It looked like we had a little bit of trouble in the beginning of the season. But this is a testament of race control and their organizers, Scott and Lauren Wise, and all the drivers coming down to their senses and just doing what they are here to do, and that is some good, fun, close racing, and no incidents, no unnecessary mistakes. I mean, this is quality stuff. I can't say anything else. 97 laps without an incident. That is pretty unusual for any type of league that is in this kind of NASCAR style racing. And Tommy Ryan is always one of those guys that is very strong in these long stints. He's proven that working his way forward. 16 positions up from the start. So that definitely makes him the R&R hard charger at this point, as we are going into lap number 98, and he is still he's a little bit quicker than Henderson, but it's a little bit back and forth, and I'm sure traffic has something to do with that. There is only 1/10 of a second difference between these guys in lap times. 4.4 seconds that he has to make up. Let's go and check on Elliott Henderson there in that number 03 machine. Just made his way past the 14 of Anthony Keys. Going into lap number 100. It looks like Brian Rainville is on pit road. Brian Fallen is the first one of the lead group going into pit road. And that means that he will be able to make it to the end. Anybody that pits now will be able to make it to the end under green. Roger Rios is coming on in, and Andrew Mraz in 12th position coming in. Brian is getting his service here. Tires on the outside. Tires on the inside, so he is taking all 4 of them. Justin Gahn is bringing it in. Avery Wilson is bringing it in. The 63 of Kepf is coming in. Manning is bringing it in. Casey Duncan is bringing it in. Henderson and Ryan are still out there. Henderson is coming in as we speak. That means that Tommy Ryan will pick up the lead for now. Guy Schneider is is still on the backstretch here, coming through turn 3 and 4. And he's bringing it in. Max Williams staying out there for now. The 52 machine is picking up second position here. Branch is ready to come out. Figlin is back out. Berkowitz is going back out. Tommy Ryan is coming in. Handing the lead to Max Williams if he does not come in. And let me see. It looks like he's coming in. Yep, there he is. Ooh, near miss there with number 1. Schneider going back out. Evans is in the pits. Max Williams also in the pits. Tommy Ryan. Andrew Moore picks up the lead. Andrew pitted last before Tommy Ryan, so it's kind of amazing how long those guys can make that fuel work. Henderson, he is going to be picking up the lead. Once Moore comes in, and it looks like Brian Fallon has done a good job with that early pit stop. He will be picking up second position. Andrew Moore is in fact coming in right now. Lap 103. Again, they're all going to make it. And the way things are going, it looks like we have a very good chance of making it green all the way. Elliot Henderson is your leader, 3.4 seconds further back. We have Brian Fallon, who had to make it 3 wide there through the back markers. Justin Gahn is right on his tail there in third position. And Tommy Ryan is right on Justin's tail in fourth. Avery Wilson has got a little bit more distance between them, and that is 2.7 seconds. So Brian Fallon, there you have him in that black car, the number 18 machine, working his way through traffic, and he's got Justin Gahn and Tommy Ryan right behind him. There's Justin, and you see the number 6 coming in your screen right there, close behind Justin Gahn. Well, with everybody on fresh tires and the fuel tanks filled up, this is going to go to the end, folks. These long stints are good for Tommy Ryan. Usually takes him a little bit to get up to speed. We have Scott Wise on pit road in the number 31. Scott is doing a pretty good job. He's staying out of trouble this race. We've seen him have some bad luck in this season. There comes Tommy Ryan going for the number 30 machine. Going into lap number 107, it looks like Tommy Ryan is working his way in onto the podium. Picking up third position from Justin Gahn. Well, the lack of yellow flags and whatnot is kind of a bad situation for some of our sponsors, folks. SFI, Lucky Dog, we haven't seen anybody, but I can tell you that it's probably Andrew Moore that would be in that position should there be a yellow at this point. And also we want to thank Superior Templating for sponsoring the caution we did not have yet. And we also want to acknowledge JM Transport for sponsoring the series. JM Transport are located in Pennsylvania, and they are specialized in big and tall. And meanwhile, you are looking at Tommy Ryan passing Brian Fallon for second position, and it looks like he is getting ready to go after Elliot Henderson. JM Transport, folks, your series sponsors, specializing in oversized loads. They have a partner in Florida, so if you need something transported that is too big for a regular truck, you can check out JM Transport. All the information on all our sponsors can be found at the Blown Piston website and Facebook page. Tommy Ryan passing the 53 of Jeremy Brooks, putting Jeremy a lap down. Jeremy running in 15th position. We still have 12 cars on the lead lap, the final of which is Jason Branch. Tommy Ryan in 2nd position. Looks like he is a little bit quicker than Henderson. Excuse me, but not by much. Of the top 3 drivers, Tommy Ryan is at this point the quickest man. Field is obviously stretched out significantly. There is nobody closer than a second to anybody around him at this point, with the exception of Brian Fallon and Justin Gahn, who are duking it out for that final podium spot. And they are a little bit stuck there behind the number 31. Well, stuck not being the right word here probably, but that is Scott Wise. And it looks like Scott is actually pretty quick. Ooh. Did I see Scott hit the wall there? Nope, that was ahead of Scott. But Scott is pulling away from Justin Gahn. He is probably on fresher tires, as I do believe that Scott Wise, yeah, he pitted on lap 104, so he was one of the lightest guys to pit, and that is helping him right now. Justin Gahn has shook off Brian Fallon because of the traffic in between them. Tommy Ryan still attempting to get closer to Elliot Henderson. The difference is still 3.3 seconds. So he has been gaining a little bit, but not by much. And I apologize there. Scoring is back. There's Justin Gahn working his way around the 14. That is Anthony Keys in front of him. Again, that is not for position. Anthony is one of your playoff drivers. Currently running in the 23rd position. And I will say Justin has a little bit of trouble getting around these guys, and that kind of shows you how close this league is becoming. Again, we still have 12 drivers on the lead lap. We have done 116 laps of green flag racing, 3 green flag pit stops in between. There you have Miraz and Schneider duking it out for 9th and 10th position. Casey Duncan is fairly closely followed by Roger Rios, and it looks like Schneider picks up that 9th position here from Miraz. Jeremy Brooks is duking it out with Andrew Moore for 15th and 16th position. And let me see, that is Keys coming in between there, but that's not for position. We have Jeff Ryan coming down pit road on lap number 118. And it looks like he just took a splash of fuel and is right back on his way. There is your leader, Elliot Henderson. 13 more laps to go for him. It's looking pretty good for taking this to the checkered flag, all green. Elliot Henderson 3.3 seconds ahead of Tommy Ryan, so not much change anymore there. It looks like they are pretty equal in speed here. Justin Gahn in 3rd position. He's put 2.1 seconds on Brian Fallon, and Fallon is actually being reeled in by Avery Wilson. There you see the two of them for 4th and 5th position. Jeff Ryan is back on pit road. There must be something wrong with that machine. It looks like Brian Rainville is the only driver so far that has left the race. Jeff Ryan is on pit road, and it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of activity that we can tell what's going on, but hopefully he can get it back underway. Brian Fallon is seeing Avery Wilson come closer in his mirrors from a second down to about 0.6 of a second. Elliot Henderson is seeing Tommy Ryan close in on him as well. 2.2 seconds is the difference right now. We have 10 laps to go, folks. So Tommy Ryan might be able to do something here. He might run out of laps. I mean, it's hard to tell. He's not really that much quicker, 0.4 of a second. And with 9 laps to go, that's going to be a tall order. Wilson is definitely coming closer on Brian Fallon. Less than half a second now. It looks like Brian has used up those tires on that 18 machine. And Tommy Ryan is now under 2 seconds behind Elliot Henderson. We might have something brewing here. It's very busy for him at the moment with lap traffic. The 98 of Jeff Figlin, he is duking it out with David Evans for the 13th position. And Tommy Ryan just kind of wants to hurry up and get past these guys. He's already side by side with Evans. Well, they got good speed. I mean, and it's not like they're just being walked over. Avery Wilson still at about 0.3 of a second behind Brian Fallon. Six more laps to go. Tommy Ryan 1.6 seconds behind Elliot Henderson, so he is really not being helped much by the 98 there, but you know, that's racing. We all take part of this race. And Wilson is kind of hanging on that 0.3 of a second mark there, not really making more progress. Tommy still trying to get past Figlin there. Then it's Scott Wise in front of those guys. And Avery Wilson closing in on Brian Fallon. He's got it pretty much about down to a car length. But they're both struggling a little bit in the turns, as you can see. These guys are running on the end of their tire life. Tommy Ryan a second between him and Henderson. We've got 3 laps to go. 2 laps when they cross the line next time, so it's going to be a tall order for Tommy Ryan. He got pretty close, but he's not going to make it. Not unless something weird happens to Elliot. And folks, I take my hat off to all these drivers. We had 30 drivers at the start. It looks like we've got 29 at the finish. We did not have one single caution, no incidents, just nothing but really, really good racing. Four position. Henderson's lead is down to less than a second. They can almost see each other. There's one car in between there. Avery Wilson is still behind Brian Fallon. He can't make it past that number 18 machine. There we see the white flag coming out for Elliot Henderson. One more lap to go. Less than a second behind him is Tommy Ryan, charging as hard as he can. Now there is nobody between them. Can he do anything, or is it just a little bit too much? There's a back marker. That is Jason Branch getting a lap down. Finally, it took him quite a bit to get that lap. It looks like Elliot Henderson's already passed Branch, and he is going to take the checkered flag here. Elliot Henderson, Indy 03. Tommy Ryan in second position. Wonderful, wonderful job by Henderson and Ryan and all these guys. Justin Gahn in third position in the number 30 machine. Brian Fallon hangs on to the fourth position. Avery Wilson brings it home in fifth. Then it's Jacob Manning, Casey Duncan, Roger Rios, Guy Schneider, Max Williams in the 10th position, and Andrew Mraz brings it home in 11th. And it looks like Tommy Ryan is actually bringing home that Hard Charger award as well. There you have it. He is up 16 positions since the start of the race, so very, very good job for him. Elliot Henderson, the winner. Let's see if we can find him doing some dance here. He is on the infield. Yep, there he is on the infield coming to a halt. Let's see if we can find some people to talk to here. If my computer is willing to cooperate here. There they are. Justin, this is Mark in the booth. Oh, they can't hear me. I got to bring them in my room. Justin, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me, bud?
Hey, Mark, I got you.
Justin, it looked like you had a very strong machine here all night long. You battled for the lead in the beginning of the race, but I guess aside from just being a strong contender tonight, it was just a little bit short for a win, but still a very strong podium position here. How was it out there?
It was pretty nice out there. It wasn't too loose or too tight. Three and fours, you got to slow down more than you really want to, but if you do, you'll save your tires and end up faster in the long run. I think that's what was keeping me out front there. But Tommy had good pit strategy and was able to get past me. And Elliot, he was just in a whole nother world there.
It's amazing. We did this whole thing under green. That does not happen very often in races like these. I think it's a testament to all you guys out there. Was there any issues for you as far as tire wear was concerned? Obviously, the stages were planned on 35 and 70, just made you guys run out of fuel, at least the majority of you guys, and it mixed up the bit a little bit about the stage wins. How was tire situation for you, Justin?
Tires were good for me. Like I said, I was saving pretty good. And the car felt comfortable each run. My problem was I would run out of fuel as my car was just, getting up to speed where I was pulling some time on the leaders. So as soon as I start pulling a couple tenths here and there, we got to pit for fuel. So that was my downfall.
Well, other than that, it looked like you had a few pretty good battles, I believe, with Brian Fallon there for a while, with Avery Wilson. I mean, you guys are all pretty matched up pretty even. If I look at the lap times, even at the end of this race, I mean, it's all just extremely close. I believe we have 11 drivers on the lead lap finishing here tonight, and with a full race under green, I think that is just amazing.
Yeah, I think the biggest complication tonight was just trying to make your way through lap traffic. If it worked in your favor, you could really pull some time on the driver behind you, and I think that was a big factor tonight also.
Well, obviously that is a big factor pretty much everywhere, but a lot of the times it kind of, at some point somebody makes a little slight mistake or runs it into the wall or turns it around and it bunches you all up under yellow. None of that here happened, and it was still extremely close all throughout the top five, really.
Oh yeah, had a blast tonight.
Absolutely. Well, man, Justin, congratulations on your third place finish. It's a pretty good result, I think, in a strong field like tonight. Again, congratulations, and give you an opportunity to throw some love yous out in the world.
Oh yeah, got to thank the sponsor of the car tonight, Google. Got to thank my team 4X for all their support. Thank Scott and Lauren, and thank you for broadcasting. It's sad we're going to lose you after this race, but it's a good opportunity for you. So good luck.
Thank you very much, Justin. Yeah, I guess I haven't talked about that in the broadcast yet. Well, I'll talk about it a little bit more. Life happens, and sometimes you just don't get it all the way you would want to. But I've had a ton of fun with you guys. We've had a rough start to the season. I think it's fair to say that. But I think tonight is a testament to everybody that we've turned this thing around. We went green for 130 laps, and we proved to the whole wide world that we are capable of some very, very close racing without major issues. Thank you very much, Justin, and I will keep track of you guys for sure.
Alrighty, thank you, Mark.
All right, let's move on to Tommy Ryan. Tommy, you started, I believe, somewhere in 17th or 18th position, if I remember correctly. You brought it all the way to second place. It looked like you just ran out of laps there.
Yeah, I made a mistake in qualifying, got a little bit too loose, and it killed my effort. So I had to carefully pick my way through the field. And once it went green, man, I was gaining. But you're right, I needed probably at least 5 more laps to actually pass Elliott. I could probably get to him in the next 2 or 3, but getting around him was going to be different. But it's my own fault, for not not stepping up and qualifying and getting track position right off the bat. But glad it went green. I've had some horrendous luck in this series, and on Friday nights for that matter. But overall, good night. Everybody raced clean. There were, your typical weapons out there from time to time, but everybody did a good job.
Absolutely. I mean, and once again, I was just talking to Justin about the same thing. 130 laps, green flag from the start to the finish. That is just a testament to everybody being respectful to each other. And sure, there's always little issues here and there. I mean, the slower drivers are sometimes fighting their car a little bit more than the fast guys up front, and not always aware of their surroundings, maybe. But a lot of times that leads to trouble, and we didn't see any of that trouble. We just saw very, very good racing here tonight. So, Tommy, you made it to the second stage as the winner of that one. How did I can't remember. I believe on the first one you almost made it, but you had to pit on that final lap of that stage, if I remember correctly.
I think I was in fifth when I actually crossed the line on the first stage. I think. And I was thinking I only finished third in the second one. So if I won it, that's awesome. I need the points. I need to, extend this lead. But I know I probably gave up some tonight. I'm not sure. Uh,
Well, I will be the first to admit it is a little bit difficult for me to see because I can't freeze the order on those stage laps. So I mean, I kind of go by what I see as it moves around. But some drivers are on the track passing the line, and other drivers are in the pits. It could be, you could be right that it was not your win on that lap. I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
I think overall though, I led a lap at least. I led actually 5. It looks like. So I got some, the bonus point for leading the lap, and then I know I got some stage points. I'm just not sure how many. So I'm probably still okay point wise. I just got to get through the next race. I think we go to Michigan next, so just got to get through that one.
Absolutely. Well, again, I think it's a pretty good result coming from that far back in the field when you had to do everything under green. I mean, a lot of the times when you have to come from further back, the yellows actually help you because it bunches up the field and it gives you a shot at the people you're chasing right away. And obviously, that was not the case tonight. So congratulations on that. I think it was a pretty good effort from your part. So congratulations, and I'll give you the opportunity to throw some love yous out in the world, Tommy.
What I was going to say was I had a choice to make during the runs. It was either I could just go ahead and I had enough fuel to get to the stage. And I was like, do I go ahead and pit with the leaders and keep gaining on them, or do I get some stage points and then make a last ditch effort? So that's what I went after. But as far as the thank yous and all, Northern Tool and Equipment, Patriot Fire, Coastal Safety Auditors, uh, J&M Transport for doing this series, um, and obviously Laura and Scott for putting everything on because they deal with a lot. And I understand it's a mess sometimes. And man, I hate to see you go. You've done an awesome job making us all famous. But yeah, we're gonna keep digging, man. Hopefully, I can get to the final dance and win this thing. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I wish you good luck. I will definitely follow the races. Maybe not live, but at some point, I'm definitely going to find out how it goes. Thank you very much, Tommy.
All right, man. See you guys.
All right, let's move on to Elliot Henderson there. Elliot, it looked like you were lucky that the race ended at 130 and not at 140 because he was getting closer, but he was admitting that he might have caught you, but he was not so sure that he would get around you. How did it go for you tonight, Elliot?
Mean, I think we finally got it done picture perfect the right way for the first time. I feel like we talk almost every week, and it ends with me saying, I'm going to get to victory lane. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And, we finally got it done. Great time to do it going into the playoffs. But as far as Tommy goes, no doubt in my mind, if he'd have got to me, he'd have passed me. He definitely had a long run car. I felt like we were even the run before, and I caught the wall late in that last run. So I don't know if that may have had anything to do with it. I saw when other people caught the wall that their car was basically killed. So, yeah, I don't know. We were even the run before, but if he had caught me, I feel like it would have been pretty easy for him to go right around. So definitely glad it ended at 130 and didn't go any further than that. But even more glad that it went caution free. That was nice.
Absolutely. Well, if I always try to keep an eye a little bit on the lap times, and it looked like on those final few laps, you basically were pretty much even with Tommy. There was just a tenth of a second between you guys in lap times in his favor, but that takes him away. I mean, if you're like, I don't know, what was it, a second behind, then a tenth of a lap is still going to take you 10 laps to get close, and then you still got to make it past. So he was also saying, maybe he would have caught you, but getting around you in that little amount of time would have been a different issue, obviously. So how was things tire wise for you? You guys had four tire sets allotted to you tonight. Did you use all of them? Did you take two tires at some point to gain some track position, maybe, or how did that work out for you?
Yeah, it was one on the car and three in the pits. So that was all we had. Every pit stop was just a set of tires. Fortunately, I felt like I was keeping mine pretty well done. I was above the 60s each run. So I don't know what everybody else was running at, but I felt like I was conserving mine enough. It just felt like if you pushed super hard, super early, that they were going to wear away. And I started doing that towards the end of the race because I wanted to maintain that gap over everyone else. After the last pit stop, I think it was Justin and Avery got together a little bit, and that was kind of my window to get out of there. And when we drove out, I just kind of maintained a hard pace instead of trying to let up at all and give anybody some type of advantage because I knew Tommy was long running it for most of the race, so I knew that he was going to be able to undercut at some point and gain back a good bit of time because he was running so long on those stops. But I think the tires were pretty much perfect. I would have liked an extra set, but we didn't really need it because there were no cautions. So it worked out pretty well in my favor. I have no issue with that. Yeah, it was a tire conserver, but we made it do.
Absolutely. Well, again, Elliot, I think you did a phenomenal job. I'll be honest with you. I think everybody did a phenomenal job. Traffic was at times pretty busy for you guys. It kind of looked like a busy highway at times, but I think everybody just did a phenomenal job giving each other the room they needed to race. And there was, like you said, one incident between Justin and Avery there where I believe it was Justin that got a little bit sideways there, but he did a phenomenal job of catching that thing and getting that nose to go back in the right direction. So I take my hat off to all you guys. This was absolutely phenomenal, and the fact that that is 130 laps under green is one thing, but it's still an exciting race and people fighting for a position all through the top 10. I mean, a lot of the times these races, if they go green, they just stretch out and it becomes a little bit boring. But that was not at all the case here tonight, except for you, of
Yeah.
course. You had a pretty good lead.
Yeah, I mean, I think we gave you a good sign off show. I think that race had a lot between the first two stages of the first two runs of trying to see who's actually going to be the faster guy. Like I thought Avery had us covered for a while, and I felt like maybe I was getting to him. And in the back of my mind, I know Tommy's sitting back there. I know Brian Fallon's fast. Justin was always really good at saving his tires and coming back. Manning's right there, so it's like we had a solid group of guys that I felt like were really going to contend. And then as the race went on, it just kind of played out a little bit different for each of us. We all kind of separated strategies a little bit lap to lap, and the guys that were able to maintain those tires and not make mistakes were able to continue to move up towards the front. So that's how Tommy got up to second, and that's how I maintained where I was. I think what killed Avery's race was when he caught the wall, but hopefully he got that quick repair done. I know we had one tonight that I used up when I caught the wall a little bit too. So I think we put on a great show, and yeah, I commend all these guys for coming out running green for 130 laps. It's not easy to do. You're so used to seeing cautions in so many races, not just this league, but every race that you run, official or league wise. So hats off to everyone for actually putting on a solid show tonight. I'm glad to have been a part of it and to have won it, and I look forward to what comes in the rest of the playoffs here.
Now you are in the playoffs, right, Elliot?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're one of the half of the people without any playoff points, thanks to all those guys soaking them up in the season. So hopefully this gives us a little bit of a help going forward.
Well, this win's going to lock you into the final 8 then, right?
I believe it's winning you're in. I'm not 100% certain, but if it is, that's news to me, and I'll take it.
All right. Well, I won't bet my life on it, but that's the way it was last season in the trucks. So I'm not sure if they changed that. They could have actually. I have to apologize if I give you too much hope there. Elliot, thank you very much, my friend. Again, congratulations. Great win for you. I'm glad it finally works out for you, and it does so at a very good moment in the season. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out before I let you go, sir?
First off, to everyone watching, thank you, Mark. Thank you for Short Shift Broadcasting, for you guys putting these on every week. It's always a pleasure to come in here and talk to you, and you guys do a great job. Thank you to the guys who run the league, Blown Piston Racing League, Lauren and Chris. I think it's Chris. Sorry, I think it's Scott Wise. Sorry, Scott Wise.
Scott Wise. Yeah.
So thanks to everyone that actually makes this show happen, and thanks to Chris White, my team owner, and teammate Eric Kev, Jacob Manning, all those guys at Kickin' Asphalt Racing, and then Gritty Sports for all the support that they give me throughout my little career here on the sim side. So thanks to everyone that makes this possible. But Mark, thank you so much for what you've done over the last 8 races or so, whatever it's been by now. Appreciate you being here and putting on the show, and look forward to watching what you put on in the future.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Elliot, for those kind words. And that will bring me to the one thing I haven't talked much about. You heard Tommy and Justin touch on it already a little bit. Unfortunately, something's come on my way, a new job offer that I can't let go at this point in my life. Unfortunately, the working hours are not going to allow me to continue broadcasting anymore. So my job here is going to be taken over by Captain TV. Chris Scala is going to take over the show. I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing just a great job, just as much as we, because basically it's all about having fun, and if you enjoy what you're doing, you pretty much always succeed at it. So I I wish Chris all the best with it, and I want to thank Scott Wise and Lauren Wise for trusting me with the broadcast of their leagues. I started with them last season in the trucks, and this is my second season with them, where they have expanded from just doing the trucks to doing the trucks and these Xfinity cars. I've had a ton of fun with it. I can't say anything else. I've just had a ton of fun with it. I very much enjoy doing so. I think they put on a great two leagues. As said earlier, this second season started off a little bit rough on both the series, but we've all managed to pick it back up. We all tried to stay positive. We all worked on the things we had to do to make this show better. And I think this last race that I'm doing here for them tonight here in Kentucky is a true testament to that. We went green from flag to flag. We've had some exciting racing. It never got boring. There was always some fight going on for position. We've had 11 drivers of the 30 that started on the lead lap after 130 laps under green and 3 green flag pit stop. And I think that shows you how close it is and how these guys are all capable of racing each other with respect. And I wish them the very best. I'm definitely going to be following the next races because it's not just that you're a broadcaster, but when you get involved in leagues like this, you just kind of want to know what the next race is going to bring. And even though you might not be broadcasting it live, you still want to know what happened, and you still want to know who's done well and who's going to take away that championship in 5 races from now. So I once again I want to thank everybody for working with me. It's been awesome, and I wish it was different. I would have loved to continue doing this, but obviously, folks, we all got to eat first, and both my driving and my broadcasting in iRacing is a hobby. Hobbies don't pay the bills, so you really have to do what you have to do, and that's the same for everybody. I thank everybody that watched the broadcast, whether it was live or later. I want to thank you very much for making all this possible. Again, I'm going to miss it. It's been a great stretch of a lot of fun and a lot of fun races with Blown Piston and some of the other leagues that I've done, and hopefully there'll be a chance in the future where we get back together again and do some more of this. But right now, obviously I have to choose for making some money and paying the bills. All right, folks. Let's bring you the final results of the race here. Playoff race number 1 of round number 2. As said, each playoff round consists of 2 races. So the next race we still have the same 16 people in the playoffs, and then after that second round they will drop off 8 people on points. Those, I believe that those who win a race will lock themselves in, but if they've changed that rule, then I apologize for giving you false information. I'm sure Chris Cahill next week will give you more information on what's going on there. There you have your top 18 finishers, folks. As said, we have 11 drivers on the lead lap, the last of which is Andrew Mraz. Jason Branch didn't get lapped until the very final lap, so that, I mean, again, this is a testament to all of them. I certainly enjoyed myself here tonight. I enjoyed myself the entire season with Blown Piston. I enjoyed myself last season with Blown Piston. These guys have done a phenomenal job. I wish everybody the best. Stay healthy out there. Take care of one another, and hopefully we'll meet again at some point. Thank you very much.